Hello, everybody. I'm here at Fridley City Hall. Just got out of the Truth in Taxation hearing that was held by the Fridley City Council. And I believe Columbia Heights held the same Truth in Taxation hearing tonight. It's required by state law. Basically, what they do is they tell you how much property taxes are going to be levied, and they also tell you how they're going to use them. And this is important stuff because this is how we fund the basics of Minnesota's and local units of government. That includes things like public safety, your police, fire, how your roads are funded. Parks, libraries, all of these things and schools, they're all funded through property taxes. And so it's important to understand how that works. One thing you should know when you get your property tax bill or your property tax statement that you got in the mail about a month ago is that it combines a number of different taxing districts or different governments that are using property taxes. So there's three big ones on your bill. The first one is county, the second is city, and the third is school district. All three of those have their own individual levy. A levy is the total amount of money that a government is taxing through its property tax authority. And then that is individually divided up so that your tax bill is basically your share of the total levy for each of those districts. And there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of expenses that are being incurred that are coming downhill from the federal government to the state government to local units of government. There's also just inflation and a lot of expenses because most of the cost to run a government comes from paying people. It's mostly paying the salaries of local law enforcement, local firefighters, et cetera, the public works employees. So these are all things that have to be funded. But it's important to understand how the system works and to ask tough questions. That's what these Truth in Taxation hearings are about. And I was glad to be here tonight to hear not only how my city is using its property tax revenue, but what steps they're doing to try to minimize the amount of property tax increases. I encourage you to get involved. You can go and talk to your city councilor. You can talk to your city government and learn more about your bill. They're always open to those kinds of conversations, and it's important that you reach out. But on the bottom line, we have to be able to fund reliable government. We have to have government that works, that is excellent, that provides good services, and also, is at an affordable price. And so, as your state legislator, I would love to work with you to try to learn more about how we can control costs at the local level and make sure that the state is paying its fair share. That includes supporting local government aid and other programs that the state has to try to minimize the amount of property taxes that you have to pay. My name's Aaron Clems. I'm running for Minnesota House District 39A, representing the cities of Columbia Heights, Fridley, Hilltop, and Spring Lake Park. And thanks so much. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.